That's what they're pushing us towards. Insanity. But you listen to these accounts of exorcists, and these people who are being possessed are extremely rational, brilliant, and they appeal to that. Or they're extremely sensitive or romantic, and they appeal to that and invert that into a nightmare. But all has the same basic fundamental framework. Isolate, divide, stir up hate, confusion. And that's what we see on the programs of our time. That's what we see in conservative and all this. It's like I was saying earlier with Larry Johnson. It hurt my heart so much to see Sean Hannity putting on a segment with another journalist at Fox News where they're reporting live from this revival, that's breaking out in Christian young kids. In the segment right before it was Mike Pence dressed up in his Christian language and sincerity and all this, talking about why we have to double down with all even more brutal weapons than we've ever imagined against in the Ukraine conflict without any consideration for peace. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, have mercy. What are we going to do? It feels as if it's too much to fight against. That's why I'm bowing out of the news, radio, media. It's not because I'm going to stop fighting. It's because I'm going to fight harder in a different way. Because I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't think we can do it by just being the way they are. But it's just heartbreaking because I'm looking at people who are loving, good people, who don't want the nihilism, who don't want the gender elimination, who don't want feminism tearing up families and going at war against women. They don't want any of that, but then they hear the Mike Pences of the world say, double down on diabolical murder and death and destruction in the name of Jesus. And then next scene, children crying because their children are getting saved or, finding God or something on the college camp. And I think, my God, how evil is this? It's so confusing. Who in the world? I mean, I'm someone who does this for, living, to be a media analyst and understand culture and understand this stuff. And you look at that stuff and it just, when you see it and face to face, it's easy to just say, oh, they're a neocon or this or that. But there's something just worse about the whole thing. Because the lies are so confusing. They're so wrapped up. And they're so nuanced and twisted. And it's hard to understand. How can you be highlighting something good about children coming to God in the bleakest time we've imagined in our culture, and at the same time shill for murderous, diabolical bloodshed that could destroy this whole world? After all the lies, the Iraq war lies, the Libya war lies, the Syria war lies, the Russiagate lies, they still, people like Mike Pence and Sean Hannity, and it's not about those people. I'm concerned about the millions of people who are awakened about the nihilism on some things, still going along with demonic nihilism when it comes to war. Because what is it but those wars that have created a condition in which the young people don't want to listen about God? When the Hannitys of this world and the Pences of this world continue to lie and lie and lie us into the point of nuclear annihilation, and then we're scratching our heads saying, why do our kids not want to believe in Jesus? Why do they want to do all these gender identity stuff? Because they see these liars and they viscerally repulsed against it because it is evil. But it doesn't mean we have to throw out everything they say. That's the complicated part about it. I saw at 9 o'clock, I don't watch cable news, and it's at this place where they had cable news, and I'm watching this thing. And at 9 o'clock prime time, they're showing kids crying and in tears thinking about God. And I don't know what the specifics of the revival thing are, but it's just the thought that kids are trying to do something in towards the goodness of God after all this nihilism and decadence and insanity. I thought that's pretty refreshing to see Fox News program that at a 9 o'clock hour slot instead of something, just pathetic like we always have. And yet, we've got this situation we're in, and it's just breaking people's hearts and just tearing them to pieces, to think to themselves, well, how in the world can we possibly make sense of all this?